Mercedes has struggled to compete with Ferrari and Red Bull in Formula 1 this season, but is now at war with them off the track. The world champion team was at the centre of a major controversy during the Canadian Grand Prix weekend, as the FIA attempted to intervene in the controversy about the 2022 cars porpoising and bottoming out. Ferrari and Red Bull have pushed back against a last-minute decision and a technical regulation given on the eve of the Montreal event, which was quickly postponed. The political games have been dubbed pitiful by Mercedes CEO Toto Wolff. Suddenly, a matter that's been bubbling in the background until recently has become one of the season's most heated storylines, with no end in sight. The new ground effect cars in Formula 1 are run low and stiff, resulting in poor ride quality and porpoising, an aerodynamic phenomena that causes high-frequency bouncing. The FIA has intervened on safety grounds after many drivers from various teams complained of back pain and raised worries about the long-term effects of driving these cars. It appears to be a respectable effort, but it had a turbulent start, even if most teams and drivers are grateful for the FIA's willingness to assist. To the disappointment of many, the new technical directive was only disclosed to the teams on Thursday in Montreal. Some speculated that it was comparable to a rule change during the season because of the nature of it. The FIA wants to impose a limit on the vertical oscillations that drivers can experience and order teams to change their configuration if they exceed that limit. In the short term, the FIA had allowed the usage of a secondary floor stay to assist struggling teams in stiffening their floors and preventing porpoising. Only one team in Canada attempted to do so, Mercedes, but we'll get to why that's so controversial in a minute. The FIA is looking into future changes to technical requirements to lessen the likelihood of this phenomenon occurring and to improve ride quality in general. This latter statement appears to be universally agreed on. Mattia Binotto, the head of the Ferrari team, even suggested that technical improvements could be used to combat the porpoising phenomena. This isn't a shocking position, given that Ferrari was one of the worst affected teams. Red Bull and Ferrari, on the other hand, have made it clear that they're dissatisfied with the FIA's approach in the short term. Ferrari even went so far as to tell the FIA that the technical directive isn't applicable, and Binotto claimed it was put in place by mistake. His argument is that a technical directive issued by the FIA technical department can only be used to clarify or assist in the enforcement of current regulations. It is not a role that exists to amend or create new regulations, according to Ferrari. Even if the FIA can unilaterally implement changes for safety reasons, there is still a consultation process with the Technical Advisory Committee, which is the forum where potential rule changes can be tabled, a new regulation drafted, and then presented to the FIA World Motorsport Council for formal approval. Red Bull, on the other hand, is dead set against the new regulation, with team boss Christian Horner claiming that it's not a bigger issue with the regulations, but rather a conceptual issue for teams like Mercedes. As a result, it's up to them, not the FIA, to deal with it. Horner believes the teams simply need to be left alone. If the FIA believes a car is dangerous, it can always raise a black flag and disqualify it. What are your thoughts on the ongoing debate of FIA's intervention? Was changing the rules the right thing to do? Or is it, like Christian Horner said, a design flaw, not a regulation flaw? Let us know in the comments. Let's get on with the video. There's a lot more to discuss in this big Formula 1 debate. According to Ferrari, the technical directive was not properly applied in Canada. Therefore, it became a big deal for nothing. During practice, the FIA began collecting data from all of the cars, but no bouncing metric was established for the race itself. Ferrari and Red Bull are cautious of any substantial mid-season alterations, since they could affect their title fight. If the bouncing limit is enforced and Ferrari continues to porpoise aggressively, it may be forced to increase its car's ride so astounded him, and he claimed that Ferrari could not have done so. Allowing the use of a second stay, according to Horner, was overtly biased towards resolving the difficulties of one team, and he claimed Mercedes showed up with it before the technical directive, implying that Horner had no intention of giving Wolff the benefit of the doubt. Earlier in the weekend, Alpine boss Otmar Szafnauer hinted that such a quick response would be impossible. The implication was plain to see. Teams openly wondered if Mercedes had been given a heads up that the technical directive was coming, and had been able to prevent it in some way by being given a specific helping hand by the FIA. Szafnauer also threatened any team running a second stay, which, as we know, only Mercedes attempted with a protest. This was in line with Binotto's assertion that the FIA's technical mandate could not or should not be implemented. However, as previously said, Mercedes did not run the second stay beyond FP2 because the experiment was ineffective and it was removed for the remainder of the weekend. The second stay was regarded by the FIA